What's up, everyone? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title, today I'm going to be talking about Cowboy Carter. And first off, let me just say, I actually took the time to write out all of my thoughts in this little journal while I was listening to it. Because usually I kind of like write things down in my notes, but the way I've been feeling lately, I kind of need a detach from, technology in a way. So I just kind of wanted to write down everything, my thoughts and stuff in this journal. So I listened to, while I did the journal, I listened to the CD version, and the CD version is totally different from, well, not totally, but I noticed that there are a few tracks missing. I don't know all of them, but I know for sure that Spaghetti is not on the CD version, mine at least. And also some songs have a lot more detail than the version that's on streaming services. Some songs have a lot more harmonies, and some songs you can hear other people. There are background vocals a lot louder. There's a lot more layering in the CD version. I wonder if it's actually like that, or it's just the quality on the CD version is better, I guess, than the digital version on streaming. But anywho, let's get into the song. The first song is American Requiem. And basically, I feel that this is like the perfect intro song to highlight like she's going the country route. Well, she said that this is a Beyoncé album, but it still has elements of country. And it just sounds like a proper introduction, honestly. And in the song, it feels like she's just explaining like how hard she's fought, and people feel like she didn't work to get to where she is, which I don't understand why people even do that. But it's such a common thing. Like, people always forget like how hard she had to work to get here. Like, at the end of the day, she's still, like, people have this thing to where I think, like someone said, like, the reason why Beyonce looks at people crazy when they come up to her and they just be going crazy and kind of like worshiping her like a god, because she knows how hard she had to work. But it's like, she's human too, and she's went through like challenges as well to get to where she is. Like, there were moments where she wasn't accepted in plenty of spaces, like not even just in white spaces, but black spaces as well, where she had to work to get respect. Basically, a lot of us have to work for respect. I really feel like respect shouldn't be gained in certain situations, but in most situations, respect has to be gained. And yeah, and it was someone that was like, the reason why Beyonce look at y'all crazy when y'all try to worship her like a god, and like everything that she doing is impossible, is because she knows that it's possible for you too. That's pretty much everything for that. I feel like American Requiem was a very great way to start the album, because it literally sounds like a proper introduction, and not necessarily an anthem, but in a way it gives me like the Pledge of Allegiance, or just any national anthem. Like, this is what I'm going to stand to at the start of something before we get into the game. And that's what this felt like the start of what we're going to stand to and pledge by and understand and come into an overall agreement on before we get into this album. So the next song is Blackbird, and Blackbird was originally created and sung by the Beatles. It was created during the Civil Rights era because of the Little Rock Nine This is when they desegregated schools and they were allowing, you know, black and white people to go to the same school. And as you know, people didn't want that to happen. And even like though it was allowed, most of the teachers and most of a lot of people didn't want it to happen. And it was kind of, well, not kind of, it was very dangerous. And I really don't understand why would they put those kids through that type of trauma. A lot of those kids had to be escorted all around the schools and in the schools, out of the schools by armed officers and things like that, just so they wouldn't be attacked. I don't, yeah, I don't really understand why that was kind of forced, but I do at the same time. But it's just like the trauma that they had to go through just to do that is kind of crazy. How can you even focus on your lesson when all of that is going on around you? I love the harmonies on this song, and I especially love her lower register on here, which I love when she does it in any song, but on here is so beautiful. And I really appreciate how well her voice is aging. And also I love that she has 4 other black women on this song that are also country singers, shedding light on the black country singers that are in this genre that I pretty much overlooked, because as you know, country is a white dominated genre, which is why Beyonce decided to create this album. Because when she performed in 2016, 2017 at the Country Music Awards one time, you can clearly see in the audience that people were very not liking the fact that a black woman was up there singing country. And even after she performed, like they said, what not they said, I saw that there were blogs that was like, she's not country, what she did didn't sound country, and it's kind of crazy. But throughout this album, she goes into the fact like, people have been saying I'm not country, but at the beginning of my career, a lot of opportunities were missed because I was quote unquote too country, which is kind of odd. But these 4 women are Tanner Adele, Brittany Spencer, Tiara Kennedy, and Raina Roberts. I'm definitely going to look through and check out their discographies just to like support, because I've never heard of them until this album. But it was really dope that she put them on Blackbird because of what Blackbird is about. Like I was saying, just black women singing together and holding hands is what I feel and see when I listen to this song. 16 Carriages. Well, when Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages came out, like, I'm not sure if they came out on the same day or not. I feel like they did, but 16 Carriages definitely got more of a listen out of me than Texas Hold'em. 16 Carriages is basically her explaining again how hard she had to work to get to this point, and how much of her childhood was taken away from her by chasing her dreams and making these goals that she sets for herself and being an overachiever. Beyonce's been in this game for a long time. I think it's not, well, she's been in the game for a long time, like since a child, like preteen ages. And she stuck around so long because she actually loves what she's doing. She isn't doing this just for the clout, the attention, or the money, or things like that. She genuinely loves the art, and that's very showing and very telling. And throughout this time, like going through her discographies and just seeing that, it's just so inspirational to see that she never stopped reinventing herself to keep herself in love with music and what she does. And they're just so inspiring to me, because when you really love what you do, like, it truly shows. And like her doing that and reinventing the wheel every single time just shows that she doesn't want to leave. Yeah, I'm thinking about her retiring, but that's not what we're talking about. But yeah, she's basically pouring her heart out on this song, which is why I find it weird when people are making mashups to 16 Carriages and they're trying to overly sensualize the song and make it in a way sexual and R&B type and things like that, when that wasn't her goal. Like, the sound that you're trying to make with this song isn't even fitting with the genres that she's in, or the bag that she's in, the pocket she's in. Like, she's literally pouring her heart out, and you got baby making beats in the background. Like, she's not pouring her heart out. And which is why a lot of people are probably saying like she isn't country, like this isn't country, because they're overlooking her talent and her ability to really use her voice. Protector. So for Protector, I said that I can see people covering this acapella like old YouTube days and talent show days. Because the song is very, it's kind of like not necessarily basic, but it gives, like during those eras where people didn't really need like the background music to sing a song. I don't want to say the production is simple because I can't really remember the production like just off the top of my head, but it just gave me the vibe of like people would be singing this at talent shows and things like that. And I also said wanting her children to shine through her, possibly continuing her legacy through their own endeavors. And at the beginning of this song, I just realized that Rumi starts by saying, "Mommy, I want to hear the lullaby. Can you sing the lullaby?" And it's basically, the song is like her singing to her children and letting them know that she's willing to support them in all that they do. And meanwhile, like supporting them, she's not just gonna push them to making sure that they achieve all the things that they want to do or that they're interested in, but throughout the time that they're doing it, she's going to make sure that she's protecting them. And I feel like that's just so beautiful, and it makes me wonder, like, is this like an actual lullaby that she sings to them? Was this the actual lullaby that Rumi was asking for her to sing, and things like that? But yeah, it's really beautiful. And my rose is definitely too short. I definitely want that song to be longer than what it is. The layering on it is like very, very beautiful again. And I really just feel like that could have been longer, but it's pretty much just an interlude. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We already know that song. I listened to it just for, well, I listened to the album because I listen to albums all the way through. I don't skip any songs, even though I did kind of want to skip this song because, like, we know this song, and this song definitely didn't prepare us for what this album came out to be. Yeah, because it's just so, in a way, it's kind of like bubbly. It was obviously made for the radio, but yeah. Bodyguard. So Bodyguard, to me, it gives the essence of, you know, I just can see her being like so carefree in the video for this, and just like having the time of her life, riding in a car, sitting through not a sunroof, because I feel like the type of car that I'm thinking about, like, it wouldn't have a sunroof. Like, it would just be topless, and she'll just be sitting there with her hands in the air and her hair flowing. And that's just what it gives, like, that type of vibe. And also, she mentioned John Wayne, and I need to really look up who John Wayne is, but I know that he was like kind of a sharpshooter, maybe like country wise. I'm gonna look it up now, actually, because we got time today. So basically, John Wayne is an actor, and it appears that he acts in a lot of, you know, those Western films. So yeah, that's that. But we had a famous dish like in school, in high school, and it was called John Wayne. It was basically like nachos in a way. Why do they call it John Wayne is what I want to know. Okay, it says John Wayne casserole was first popularized by the 1979 cookbook Cooking with the Love from Cara and Her Friends, a collection of different celebrities' favorite dishes. But why is it named after him is what I want to know. I'm not answering the phone, so. Anywho, so the next song is Jolene. And before I get into this song, I just want to let you guys know that Dolly Parton is my birthday twin. Both of our birthdays on January 19th. And because of that reason, that makes me love her even more. I've been obsessed with Jolene for like a very long time. And to see, well, not to see, but to hear Beyonce doing her own version of Jolene is pretty dope. Because in her version, she's not begging Jolene to leave her man alone. She's telling her that she better leave her man alone if she knows what's best for her. It's just really dope because, like, in a way, people were expecting it to just be a basic, you know, cover of Jolene, but Beyonce doesn't do the expected. And we also know that Beyonce doesn't play about Jay-Z. She is in love with that man. She talks about that man on every single album. She is the definition of that my man, my man, my man meme. She's basically like saying like Jolene isn't better than her, and she should know that already. And basically she know not to Jolene knows not to play with her. And the bridge of this song is so amazing, and I love the voice cracks and things like that. They're also like done within the bridge too, and throughout the song. I love voice cracks in general. That's one of the reasons why I do like country music, is for the dramatics and the voice cracks, which is why I don't understand why people thought Beyonce wouldn't be able to do country because of the dramatics and stuff like that, when she's literally one of the most dramatized singers and performers of our time. But the ending of the song, like when everybody's harmonizing and things like that, it reminds me, well, not reminds me, but it makes me think of them singing together, possibly at Jolene's funeral, or they're working together to dig her grave. That's what I envision when I think of like what the video would look like for Jolene. Also on that part, there's a male singer. Let me figure out who it is, because I want to give them their props, their proper dues. The next song that was on the CD was Daughter, and it gave me the vibe of another movie as well. Like she starts out scoping the scenery out, basically describing what the scenery is like. She's like, your body laid out on these filthy floors. And immediately when I heard that, and when I heard the beginning instrumental, it made me think of Kill Bill Volume 2, when Beatrice Kiddo is getting ready to have her wedding and she's also pregnant. And Bill comes and shows up and when she noticed that he's there, when she goes out to like get some air, and apparently, not apparently, but obviously, Bill didn't like the fact that she was getting married and moving on to someone else, because she was also pregnant with his child. And Bill basically had the gang come through the wedding, as he pretended to just, like he was just gonna sit there and watch them elope. And they came and they shot the whole church up, and they thought they killed her, but as you can tell, she definitely didn't die. And yeah, I made a video on Instagram of me basically like saying, Instagram and TikTok, basically showing how the scene would go. You can hear it with the sound on those apps. She also goes into this Italian opera bag, which is extremely dope and amazing. And I see a lot of classically trained singers reacting to this, and they're crying because of how she sounds, and obviously how she sounds, but also because of the lyrics. So I do need to look that up and understand what these lyrics are saying. And also I need to learn these lyrics because I want to be able to sing along with that too, even though I can't sing, but I want to be able to go along with the lyrics. It just sounds really beautiful, like her singing in a whole different language. I wonder, I'm pretty sure she has people to train her to do that, but it also just makes you wonder, like, did she just sit down and learn how to do that herself? Because, yeah. There's a line in the song where she's like, my favorite line in the song, let me think. She's like, help me, Lord, with these fantasies in my head. They ain't never been safe ones. I don't fellowship with these fake ones. So let's travel to white chapels and sing hymns. And that was so beautiful to me. And that also really, when I heard that, it really like secured the deal on me, basically saying like, this reminds me of that scene of Kill Bill Volume 2. I know this is music and we're supposed to be just using our imaginations, but she's like, she's cold. She can be cold like her father and things like that. And it's a lot of lines, even in 16 Carriages. It's just like, what has Matthew Knowles done? Why do you want to be like that? I'm just playing. But anywho, next song is Alligator Tears. And I just want to quote this line from it. And it's, you say change religions, and now I spend Sundays with you. Now that go kind of crazy. Spaghetti isn't on the CD version, but I'm gonna talk about it. I know Trina was jumping up and down when she heard Spaghetti because, you know, she called Beyonce the queen of rap. So I know when she heard Spaghetti, she was jumping for joy. So just for fun, seems like another, you know, like funeral anthem type of song. I can see it definitely being used like during funerals and like memorial ceremonies and things like that, ceremony services and things like that, on like TV shows and movies, like during like death scenes and stuff like that. But I feel like that is possibly about like not addressing issues directly, but letting things die with time. Because like in the song, like she talks about time a lot. Like she's saying like, here's to hoping I'll fall fast asleep tonight. And then she also says, I came here for a reason, but I don't know the purpose. It's all under the surface, but time heals everything. I don't need anything. Now, like rereading it, I'm kind of like thinking like, it is kind of like reflecting on life and like not knowing, genuinely not knowing like what's your purpose, but you're working through it all regardless. Even though like you don't know what it is, you're hoping that the time and the effort that you're putting into everything is worth it in the long run. Yeah. Kind of read me, but Most Wanted. So Most Wanted, that's definitely a very beautiful collab. I love that she chose Miley for this song. To me, the song sounds like, you know, could be about not even like a relationship, but even like a friendship. Not a romantic relationship, but like even like a friendship, to where like you clearly love each other and you want to stick beside each other throughout thick and thin. And like in the song, she's saying, "But I'll be your shotgun rider till the day I die." And to ride shotgun is to ride in the front seat of a car, passenger seat. And I kind of start reaching a bit when I start thinking about it, but like me personally, I'd rather ride in the back seat. Especially if I don't trust like you're driving, I would rather ride in the back seat. Because I feel like that's more comfortable for me than being in the front and being able to see everything that's going on. Because yeah. And to me, that song sounds like when she's like, "But I'll be your shotgun rider till the day I die." It's like she's saying, I'm trusting in you and I trust you with my life. Because cars are literally big machines and can be used as weapons, intentionally or unintentionally. And people fly through windshields all the time and get in bad car wrecks and things like that. So I feel like that's kind of like what they were saying, like through thick and thin, like I still love you and want to support you, and I'm willing to die for you and with you. And that's beautiful to me. And I also love the way Miley's voice is aging as well. She does sound very, very grown on this album, and she is very, very grown. But being someone that grew up on Miley Cyrus and seeing her throughout the era, like this really just awakened me at the fact, like, dang, Miley is actually like a grown woman. And yeah, Levi's jeans. So basically, Levi's jeans is featuring Post Malone, which was kind of a surprise, but not necessarily a surprise. That's why I said that Levi's jeans reminded me that I'm actually a fan of Post Malone. I haven't been really too hip on like his newer stuff, but that man can sing, and I never really picked up on the fact like he does kind of have a country singing voice. But on this song, he sounds like he's at a higher register than he's usually on. Like his voice even seems like a little bit lighter. And he's hitting more major notes and things like that. But yeah, definitely see people doing a swing dancing to this song, and possibly a Levi's sponsorship or commercial on the way, because you know they're talking about Levi's jeans. Levi's are a staple jean, not even just in country. Well, maybe just is a staple jean in country because I'm from the country, so maybe that's why it's a staple for me. But yeah. And also there was like a Renaissance callback at the end of the song that I really, 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 really love. And Post Malone was like, I love you, baby. Yeah, you drive me crazy. Need you all night long. You're my renaissance. And that was really dope to like. I love when people call back like previous works. And Flamenco. So again, another song that is extremely too short and almost to the point to where it's disrespectful.
It's too short, babe.
She was saying like day ones have been telling me that they won't be around. I hope that God knows that I'm in need of help right now. My soul is reminding me that we're forever young. Inhale and exhale my breath until the deed is done. I hope that you know once it's over. Can't take what you love, so hold me closer. Realize that you don't know what you got until it's gone right about now. And that's like so painful to read because you can take that in so many ways. Like me personally, it makes me think of like lost family members. Also, not even just like the fact that you lost them, but when you lose people in your family, it makes you understand and witness, like even in like moments of grief, when you are actually allow yourself to grieve and feel everything that's going on instead of avoiding your emotions, is extremely hard. But you're realizing that they didn't just leave, but them leaving also took the moments that we used to have that used to be normal for us. They took that with them as well. And those things are never going to happen again. These relationships that we used to have amongst like family and the connections that we used to have is no longer going to be anymore. And we just have to move on. And in a way, it feels like all that we have is God. And like she said, day ones have been telling me that they won't be around. And they actually don't even have to say it. You can feel it. And I hope that God knows that I'm in need of help right now, which is facts. Like, he's the savior. He's the only one that can save me, her, and us from all of this. But yeah, I wish it was longer because it definitely tugged on my heartstrings. Desert Eagle, another song that is too short, of course.
It's too short, babe.
And she mentioned Cash App on this song. For some reason, that really, like, that surprised me. I was not expecting Beyonce to mention anything about Cash App ever. But yeah, she did. It's very smooth and like chill and cool. It's kind of like so smooth. And I seen people saying like they want Victoria Monet on it to like do a remix on it, and I can definitely hear her on it because of how funky it is. But you know, with Victoria Monet, it would need a few more. Well, not a few more. I don't think it's any horns on the song. She would need a lot of horns on a song like this because that's her signature. Riverdance. Like she was saying, like she's literally telling us to dance like throughout the song, in the beginning of the song. And to me, it sounds like a mixture of house music and country music. You know, Renaissance was basically house techno in a way too. So like her combining the two of those is really dope. And not usually done on country music, which is why this is a Beyonce album. And one of the lines that I liked in the song, she said, "The day that I met you, I remembered everything. I wrote it down." And she's just like me for real. I like to write everything down. I like to remember everything. So when I'm older, I can just go through and just read and be able to like reflect, because what if I don't, and many of us won't, like reach a status to where like people are documenting for us. So you have to document yourself, and even when you have people documenting for you, they're documenting from their perspective, not your perspective. So the way that they perceive things will be totally different from the way that you perceive it, which is why everyone should be documenting their lives even for themselves. Next song is Two Hands to Heaven. And I just cannot hear that song without thinking about Drea Kelly. Like, it's just so hilarious to me. I just can't think of that song, hear that song without thinking of that lady, because they were also saying like Beyonce gonna be looking crazy when she see us in the audience just doing that dance. And I believe that people are actually gonna do it too. It's gonna be so funny. And I wrote down that I immediately pictured slow-mo shots of horses doing a lateral cross and her standing through the sunroof of a box Chevy Malibu. Not sure where I was going with that, but I kind of do get like, it would look like the album cover. Like, it would be a spotlight shot of them, you know, in the rodeo dirt. Two people on horses, two rodeo queens on horses crossing each other, especially during like the, where it's just like the instrumental going. That would be a beautiful shot. And yeah, especially when Beyonce knows how to ride a horse, so I would love to see her and Solange together going across on those horses like rodeo queens, waving their flags and their hair just flowing. That would be so dope. But also, she was like, I'm trying to find the lyrics actually. She was like, carry on, carry, hold on. She was like, singing sweet songs to Las Vegas, singing I will carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on, singing I will carry on. And that was like, to me, I felt like it was like a reference to Renaissance in a way, because on one song she was like, I carry. I think that was Summer Renaissance.
It should cost $1 billion to look this.
But yeah, and also like she's mentioning singing sweet songs to Las Vegas. Maybe she is gonna do that Las Vegas residency, like everybody's already talking about and speculating about. Hopefully that is what she's doing. I don't really see her touring for this album, honestly. But yeah. Next song, Tyrant. So me and my old roommate have this joke to where I was like creating these songs on the app Boise, and I kind of like feel like I act like I said I created this genre of music, which I don't even know if it was already created or not, but it's just something that I came up with, and I was calling it banjo trap, and this song sounds like banjo trap to me. I can definitely like see majorettes hitting, you know, slow stands to this song, because that's literally all I envision and I see when I think of this song or hear this song. Like, it's just so smooth, but it's not like so smooth to the point to where like it's too slow. But yeah. And the beat switch on the bridge is dope too, because like it kind of like isolates her vocals in a way, and we're kind of focusing on her vocals even though she's not like you know, doing vocal acrobatics on that part. Next song, Sweet Honey Buckin. So, this song is kind of like a 3-part song. And it transitions between each section. And Sweet starts off, you know, sweet, you know. It's just a little cooler vibe. And then you get to Honey. And, you know, still a little sweet. You know, it's still a little sweet. She's singing really cute and things like that. Then you get to Buckin. And that's when, like she said, it gets buck wild. She didn't say that, but yeah, that's when it gets buck wild. And that's like another part to where like people were like they want to see majorettes like actually dance to this. We haven't seen it yet. I don't think the song has hit the right audience yet, but I've been seeing people trying to buck, but they dancing a little bit too soft for that to be bucking. But we seen people like doing their little gallops, even though I've done my little gallops to the song, and Jersey type dancing, because this song sounds like a country Jersey club type of song to me. And also, she says, I'm trying to find the line where she was like, AOTY, I ain't win, I ain't stunning about them. Take that ish to the chin, come back up and F up the pen. And yeah, she's dissing the Grammys, of course, because they didn't give her album of the year, which is stupid. Renaissance was literally the album of the year, the album and tour of the year. So I don't understand it. But she also has this line where she's like, pretty as hell, all natural. And it reminded me of this, one of those jokes. I don't know if it was a joke, but it was like something that Mama Tina said while she was showing Beyonce's hair and how she's helped her hair grow.
Oh, natural, as Neil would say.
Amen. And this is the final song. And I feel like this ended the album perfectly. It sonically ended on the same realm of American Requiem. She even says American Requiem. And continues like similar lyrics. Well, not similar. It's like a continuation of American Requiem. And with that alone, like after you end the album, it gives it replay value immediately, because it makes you want to listen to the whole album again from beginning to end, because it was obviously made to be that way. Like, it's saying goodbye, but because the album also started on that way, it makes you want to listen again. Me, at least. It makes me want to listen to it again. And it also has this charge up sound at the end of the song. And it sounds like it's setting up for like a transition to Act 3. Which is kind of dope, because each album kind of like goes into each other so far. So hopefully Act 3 is an album. People are saying that they want it to be rock. I personally would like for it to just be R&B, but anything that Beyonce does is going to be good and have Beyonce elements in it. And with that alone, I'll just be satisfied. She can do whatever she wants, honestly. Everything that she's done has not left me not pleased. So overall thoughts on this album is that I'm glad that this is a Beyonce album and not a country album. I do listen to country, but I have to be like in the mood for it. I don't listen to Wrap my boots and shit first. I don't listen to that type of country. I kind of like more of the dramatic vocal, like acrobatics and things like that, because in a way it reminds me of R&B, which is why I can't wait for K. Michelle to do her country album, because I hope that she goes that same route, because even her R&B songs, they sound like country songs. And I love emotional country music, where it's like a lot of kind of sort of like begging and pleading in a way. Yeah, I really love this album. Um, Definitely not what I was expecting. I was expecting her to do traditional country, which is stupid of me because Beyonce doesn't do the expected. And to me, I appreciate her for that. And I appreciate her for continuing to open the doors and shedding light on other Black creatives and artists that are in fields to where they are underrepresented and aren't being appreciated. Because even with that, like, alone, like, she's opening doors not only for like country people, but like for Black people as a whole. At this last country music awards, I've saw so many Black people there that maybe I just haven't been paying attention, but I even saw like Glorilla there. Like, there were rappers there at the country music awards receiving invitations to the country music awards, and that's something that I didn't see happening until recently, this past weekend, which is dope. But it's sad that they didn't appreciate her when she came up there, and it's gonna, cause a lot of performative acceptance and things like that, just like a lot of the things have done. But that's just one of the bullets that we have to bite when you're a trendsetter and an activist. But is there anything else? Oh, I have the vinyl, the CD, and this shirt, and the lighter, and the ashtray. So yeah, Beyonce is draining my pockets at the moment. Everything she releases, I feel like I need to have. Yeah, because the music is so good, and the little text, the visuals that we have is so good too. But that's another thing that I would really like to see. If we don't get visuals from the Renaissance, well, that kind of was the movie. Actually did go see that, but from the way that they shot things in the promo stuff and like the visualizers, I need that. Like, I need that. I really want to see that. I was old enough to appreciate Black is King in real time, which, that was cool and everything. But I didn't get to do like the Lemonade visual album era in real time because I wasn't really old enough or hip to what was going on in mainstream media and stuff like that at the time. But now, I'm grown now. I'm a big kid now. I want to see, a visual album, because this sounds like a soundtrack in a way. Like I said, a lot of the things, like while listening, I was picturing like video moments and things like that. Even like the radio announcements, like, it just gives like this was created for a visual, and I would like to see it. But yeah, that's everything that I have for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. It's your boy KOMaris. You can follow me on IG at ko.maris, and TikTok at ko.maris as well. And feel free to check out all my other videos as well. I will be making more videos like this where I'm talking about albums and movies and things like that, just to, get more comfortable with sharing my thoughts And yes, I thank you all for the support that I've been getting so far on not just my videos, like just the likes and things like that, but the fact that a lot of y'all are actually engaging and starting conversation with me, because that's one of the things that I hope to gain from this, is an active, interactive community to engage with my thoughts and my feelings, and also get other people's viewpoints and thoughts, feelings, and emotions on certain things as well. So yeah, continue to interact with me, connect with me and things like that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.